Hey, you little board game degenerates. You want to get your fix? You need your Monday fix? Well, I'm here to read through all the rule books of every game that's finishing up in the next week on crowdfunding. That's right, it's Crowdfunding Countdown. And we might even take a look at things that I missed that you'd put in the comments last week. Also, stay tuned or just, skip ahead. You're probably just going to skip ahead. I get it, you'll skip ahead to Core of Discovery because we're going to announce the winner of that giveaway. And it's probably one of my favorite giveaways yet. I think I'm going to make every single giveaway like this moving forward. So you've been warned. But first, before we get into it, I want to give a huge shout out to my newest patron, Jeffrey. Thank you so much for jumping on board, supporting the channel. Again, to all my patrons, to everybody in the community, I really appreciate you. I think it is worth mentioning. I think it is worth shouting your names from the rooftop publicly, rather than just whisper them to myself as I fall asleep, which I do every night. Every single night. Oh, sorry. I was about to go into... Cut that last part. Okay, let's check out the week. We're going to start off with something that I missed last week. Thank you to the comments. We've got Power Vacuum, the treasonous trick-taking game. Conspire, manipulate, scheme against other household appliances to claim absolute power for yourself. This is a very funny theme, and you'll see this big old late pledge button because crowdfunding is a lie, and you can always get it later. Let's check this out. Let's see. Oh, print and play. Whoa. And then 35. Yeah, I like this already. Let's see what this one is all about. I might be obsessed with this game. This looks really good. See, this is why the comment section exists. So you can give me the good games and I can just take the credit for showing them to everybody else. Yeah, I think this looks really cool just from that description. This is a simple trick-taking game where you can see the suits on the back. I really like that, and that some suits might be spies, that they can jump in, that things may not be as it seems. I really like that idea. I like the idea of losing tricks and winning tricks to potentially manipulate this board, and I like that you're just building a little statue, and the statues look fun. All of this feels really nice. So let's see, how to play. I hope they have a rule book, so I can just see a little bit more to it, but... Play a card, follow suit, highest card wins, lowest card activates the control board to manipulate the power level. Yeah, I just want to know if you have to be in the suit or if you can throw away things. I don't know which one I would prefer, probably that you'd have to be in the suit. So whatever cards you're playing, you have the potential of somebody shifting the power and you can use that also for your advantage. That would be fun. Use points to build a unique statue of yourself. I think that's very funny. Read the rulebook. Yes, Power Vacuum. Give it to me. Oh, cool. So whatever you're dealt with the thumbs up, thumbs down, you can achieve either of them. I do like that. You can pivot. Player who most recently got an electric shock goes first. It sounds like my kind of game. Oh, cool. You can see the disguise of the spy. That's cool. It might look to your opponents because they can see that you have a green card in your hand. They play it, and then you play yellow. That's fun. Yeah, I think I really like this. This looks nice. And if you lead a spy, you have to play a spy. Oh, okay. Black trumps red, but red trumps everything else. The player or players who played the lowest numbered card of any suit must act on the control board. Okay, but then still getting voids is super powerful, right? And you can't just run out a suit. Or maybe you can, but you're giving somebody else a lot of power over here. So there's no sort of movement restrictions on this. You just get to move it wherever you want. Okay. I thought maybe if you had green, you could only move it like left or right. I think I'm fine with either way. I'm sure both have been tested. Oh, cool. And at the start of your turn, there's a timing element to this as well. See, that's what you miss when you don't read the rulebook. You miss these lovely little tidbits. At the start of your turn, before playing a card, you may choose to first reveal your agenda. Place your revealed agenda face up next to your player board with one of the depicted appliances facing up. Yeah, so you got to choose, and it's going to be worth more points the earlier you reveal it. But then there's also, if you have 4 or less cards, you get it placed on the 16. I don't understand. Oh, okay. So as long as one of your agendas is correct, then you get those points. Why would you never just not go for the 16? But if you're going for 16, it's kind of like shooting the moon. You have to have both of them being correct. I guess with everybody manipulating and it always manipulating on every turn, it's kind of tough. Yeah, okay. I like that balance. To track your points, each statue piece is 10 points. So first person to 40 points. Cool. First person to 40 points. I quite like this. I think this looks really cool. 35 US and then shipping and taxes. Yeah, I mean, like, it's too expensive for me, obviously, because I'm a cheapy boy. But I don't know. I really like this. I mean, you get all these fun little meeples. You get a little box. Oh, you only get cardboard unless you get the upgrade pack with the wooden pieces. Dang. If the 35 had the wooden, I'd be able to justify it a little bit more. Wooden pieces aren't standard? The only gameplay purpose for the statue pieces is keeping score. It can be done flat on table. You know what? All right, fair enough. Fair enough. I like getting it a little bit cheaper for us, so that's great. What's shipping though? Partnering with Hive, shipping prices are crazy. Subsidizing 40% of the shipping costs. Yeah, okay. $10. Canada, $11. So it's like 44. It'd be like $60 for this game. I mean, it's $60 for a card game, a little trick-taking game. Do I love it enough to spend 60 on it? I don't know. But I think it looks really good. If I was made of money, I like trick-taking games. I think this does look really good. So if you're interested in that, well, you can late pledge. That finished last week, but there's just a late pledge. Moving along, we're not going to cover this. Like, we already covered this over on Gamefound. This is Cosmos Empires, but I thought it was cool just to kind of check out when companies go back and forth between Gamefound and Kickstarter. So this one finished, I forget, on the 1st of April, and then they switched over to Kickstarter, and they were able to pick up, you know, almost 50%? No, 40%. Around 40% extra of their goal, which, especially in a small campaign like this, makes a huge difference. I don't see why you wouldn't at this point. You're definitely going to pick up less people, like people have already seen it, but if you have an existing audience, they're able to pick up 26 more backers. Those backers might have jumped in the pledge manager, so I don't actually know what the conversion is, because most campaigns get, I don't know, an additional 50% at least in the pledge manager if they leave it open as people find it, you know, people trickle in, people haven't decided. But I just thought that was kind of interesting to see that happening and changing. And for reference, this was them, which I did cover in 2022, and I just completely forgot about it. Yeah, so I just thought that was kind of interesting and figured I'd make it as a side note. The Worst Among Us, I don't really want to cover it. I think this looks completely irredeemable. This is somebody trying to get in on the funny card game genre. Joshua Mason, who's made a bunch of small card games that I guess people keep buying because he keeps making them. It just looks horrible. It looks horrible, and I'm talking about it because it says, note, the content of this game is not intended to be taken seriously. It makes fun of a wide array of ideologies, lifestyles, and identities. If you're easily offended or lack the ability to laugh at yourself, don't back this project. You've been warned. And I find like that sort of trigger warning, like, sorry, I'm too edgy for you. Sorry, my jokes are too edgy for you. No, maybe your jokes just aren't funny, you know? Maybe sex work is real work, you know? Maybe all your descriptions are just trying to throw in as much offensive language as you possibly can to get like a quick, easy chuckle, and your actual gameplay is garbage. Maybe it's that. Maybe that's the reason. Maybe it's not that people can't laugh at themselves. Maybe it's just that you're not funny. You're trash. You're trash at rapping. You're trash. Oh, well, yeah, rapping's not real music, so of course I would beg to differ. Yeah, that's all I want to say about that. The card game doesn't trigger me. This comment, this note, this trigger warning, that's what triggers me, surprisingly enough. I just find that so many people do that, you know? It's such an easy thing to say, "Oh, I'm too edgy for you." "Oh, no, you don't like it." "Oh, it's because I'm too edgy." It's like, "No. Nah. Maybe you're just not funny." So let's keep moving to something that is potentially worth your money. This is the 2025 board game Mosaic calendar, a beautifully crafted, fun calendar for board game enthusiasts. Oh, and I'm sorry, like Joshua, if you're watching, honestly, maybe I'm just too edgy for you. You know, I don't want you to be offended. I like this. Is just like it's maybe you can't laugh at yourself. Maybe I'm just not for you, right? Uh, this is featuring 13 handmade mosaics created entirely with board game pieces. I got the 2023 board game mosaic calendar. Didn't regret it. In fact, it's hanging on my wall right here. It should be in the frame, but it's not, because I didn't set up things in a way that proves that I'm a board gamer. Oh my god. Oh, one of these hooks. It'll never leave. It's never leaving my wall. This right here, this was the 2023 calendar, and it's really nice, like really nice quality. Cool art. That was December. You know, that's November, and as we flow through October, right? Like they are really cool if you use calendar. Oh yeah, that's pretty nice. Oh, different blue background. Blue background, yeah. You know what? I should just change it up. Let's change it up. I don't really use calendars. I found that out when I purchased this calendar, thinking, I'm going to use this calendar. It's going to revolutionize my organization. And then I just started using Google Calendar. But I think it is really nice, really good quality, and $27 Canadian, right? It's like 22 US. Oh yeah. Oh, that's nice. That's really cool. Nice, that's cool. I do like that there's a section for like games I played this month if you want to keep a log of it. But again, that's what BG Stats app is for. I really do like that they have this like board gaming challenge. I have those stickers. Have I done it? No. Like it's just I recognize that it's not for me, but I also recognize that it's really really cool and really well done. And if you are interested in a board game calendar, highly recommend. These look really nice. These are better than mine. Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe I got this trash one and all this new hot. Let's back it. Let's back it. Get a little smartphone wallpaper. Yeah, I think it's really cool. So if you use calendars, definitely a thing to consider. I don't. But if you're interested, that finishes Wednesday, May 8th at 8 p.m. Let's move along to Moneymaker, the Goldsmiths Tale. Build your banking empire. What if you could print your own money? Build your money empire. Screw over your friends. Create the most profitable bank. I remember this game because they reached out to me to want me to cover it at some point in time, and I, like everything in my life, I was too busy, but I thought it looked cool. So let's revisit it because I remember thinking the economics of the game seemed neat, and I like economic games, and if you like economic games, maybe this will be interesting to you. Yeah, I really like the theme of this game. I was just checking my email correspondence with the person. Apparently this has already been printed. He said, I have 3,000 copies that are out in the wild, and we're doing this to print it again, but I don't see that they've done it again. So I'm not sure about that. But the concept is that there's a banker who just realizes that people aren't taking their money back. And he's like, okay, I'm just going to pretend I have more than I have. And he spreads it around the city, and then people are like, hey, can we have our money back? He's like, ooh, I don't have the money. So your goal is to get as rich as possible, essentially, by using other people's money and just pretending you have unlimited money until the mob realizes that you're using their money, and they try to take it out, and you don't have it anymore. And then you die. That's essentially the game. Oh, this is cool. Your characters could be just famous money launderers. Basically, you have some money, but you can buy investments using credit. Investments will produce you good. It's essentially a huge loan system, and the products can be sold for money so that you can then pay off your credit. You invest with as much credit as you believe that you can repay. You may choose whenever to pay these off, but bad events happen, and also player actions can cause people to lose trust and demand immediate payment for the dreaded bank run, where everybody's going to run to your bank and be like, give me all my money right now. It's a wonderful lifestyle. How to play. You can pick 4 actions. It'll be activated in order, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the first action is auction. Auction off an investment card to the player who bids the most credits. Cool, that's how you can get credits from other players, and then spend those credits and make them pay. Really like that idea. Action 2, buy and create products. Buy for the market, create with your investments. Action 3, sell. Sell products to the market for coins. Action 4, margin call. You don't like that. Repay some of your credits so that you'll need to repay less at the next bank run. Then you move the trust meter forward, 1 space forward or 1 space back. So you can push other people into, if they're too exposed, everybody's just like, yeah, let's do margin call. At least you pay your credits back, and then you make somebody else get tanked. That's funny. Round ends, draw an event card. At the end of the game, you add up all your possessions, subtract all of your outstanding debt. Let's see the rule book. Only 8 pages, okay. Higher the credit rating, the less credit must be repaid when it's due. Okay, so you can slowly increase your flexibility, essentially. Oh, cool, okay. So you start an auction, but somebody else can win it, and if they win, you have the opportunity to just buy it from them for 5 more credits. So they can essentially set the highest bid. I like that potential. You're also manipulating the market in a little bit of a way, which seems okay. Well, as an experienced merchant, you can buy low, sell high. You can use credit to buy up to 4 products from the market for half the total market price. Then all your investments produce what's on their card. Cool. You can also sell. Interesting. So buying and selling, that's going to be the flow. Someone's going to be triggering an auction, anticipating if someone else will trigger the auction so that you can buy it, so that you can then buy and sell products. I think it's going to be a fun sort of waiting game of simultaneous action. It's somewhat follow action, but only with the auction mechanic. Everyone else, you just get to do your own thing. Oh, I see. And when a bank run happens, only some people will demand their credit. So there's a little bit of a randomness there of, can you get away with putting all of your credit in one section of the town? And if you can, and that doesn't ever get rolled, they're just living in complete ignorant bliss. Yeah, it seems kind of fun. Like, I thought it looked fun when I looked at it the first time, and I still think it looks fun. 40 euros, that's 59 Canadian, plus shipping is what? 12 to 23, yikes. North America, 17 to 34, yikes. So it's potentially a $110 game for me. No. It looks cool. I think it does look really cool, but you can factor that into your situation. Everybody's going for the 48. Come with the premium editions. What are the premium editions? Oh, some metal coin. Wait, so you can get the metal coins for $30, or you can get them for 8? I mean, this is just a fake. This is just a fake game, then, right here. This is the actual game. These costs are not what you want. These costs are clearly what you were designed to get. Oh, and that's because there's 5 people dropped out of this early bird. Otherwise, it costs you an additional 12. Okay, but still, yeah, like that's clearly the best deal for sure. Yeah, I think this looks fun enough. I don't know if it's worth it to get, to be honest, but I think if I played it, I would enjoy it. I think it would be just, a solid, fine game that I would enjoy. Would I play it a million times? Don't know, but I think it looks fun. So that finishes Thursday, May 9th at 9:01 a.m. If you're interested, moving along to, oh yeah, I clicked on this Gamelib Pocket, a real board game library in your pocket. Pay what you want and receive Gamelib Pocket. Every week for a full year, you get new game rules compatible with its components. This idea reminds me a lot of this game, 504, which had a going out sale by Freedom and Frieza. It's 504 games in it. It has all these just components, and they're like, yeah, you can play this game, you can play this game. And the problem with that is that all the games won't be good. And that's what I worry about this. Also, subtangently, 504 reminds me of this movie 43, which I've never seen, but I heard was just like the worst. And I think if you like this, then you might like The Worst Among Us, because apparently it was just not funny. When people make things that are like offensive and they're just not funny. If only we've come full circle for that. But yeah, this seems very interesting, especially because it's a pay what you want. A true pocket-sized board game library, easy to carry, ideal for playing on the move. I do have something. I fear that this has already been invented, though, because I do have that in my library already, and it's that's just a deck of cards. Imagine if it were just a deck of cards and they were like trying to put forward as like a revolutionary system. It could be, right? When you think about it, this could be very fun. Ooh, but you also get wooden cubes and dice and wooden meeples. I take it all back. I take it all back. Gamelib Pocket. I take it all back. 100%. I'm very intrigued by this. These are multi-use cards. You can play it as a deck of cards. I don't take it back because you have 2 to ace. But you can also use these cards as different things. We'll start sharing game rules in PDF starting November 2024. Each week for a full year, each backer will receive a PDF for a new game rule. And they snakes and ladders. Whoa, there you go. Whoa, that's very exciting. Tic-tac-toe. just take your cards and put them in a grid. I've really gotten the full spectrum of excitement here. I started off not excited, and then incredibly excited, and now I am no longer excited again. But it's pay what you want. I mean, pay what you want, €1. Don't pay €1. Come on, don't do it. Pay at least, if you're interested in this, pay at least €8. Pay at least 10, because that might be the cost to actually produce. I wish they would tell you the cost to actually produce it, but then people might pay that thing. Yeah, I love pay what you want campaigns. This is clearly doing okay, and in terms of that, let's see what people have spent on it, though. So we'll go in euros, because it's in euros, 23,369, divided by 1950, approximately €11. Good on you. Good on you. And of course, I'm freaking the piece of garbage who said, no, undercut them. Oh, do 8. Do 8 or 9. I say 8 or 9 just because I know that was around the cost for Buck Chawl when that happened, way back when. But I think this does have probably more components, so yeah, you should pay at least 11. Hopefully they're making their money, and I think it's a really neat concept, although I don't have faith that many of these games will be good. But some of them might be, some of them probably won't. Most of them probably won't. I'm going to say 10% might be good, but hey, 10% of games, you get a new game every week. If you're always traveling, you got somebody who would learn them with you. For me, I learned 15 different games every week, so we're going to keep moving on. But that's very cool. That finishes Thursday, May 9th at 4 p.m. Definitely worth a look. Wyrmwood's got a table going on. I mean, it's a table. It's too expensive. It's a table. All the tables are the same. And I forget if Wyrmwood did the $100 pre-pledge, which honestly, if you're going to spend $100, you're probably going to get it anyway, so it's not that FOMO-y, but still, I don't like it. And just in case that happened, we're gonna move on. Just remember that if you're buying a table, they don't come with anything good. They come with just the table, and then you want the topper as well, I assume. But maybe not. Like, I always think that you should have the topper if you're spending that much money on a board game table. That's kind of what they're designed for. If not, why are you getting it? But I don't know if I would ever use the topper. My space is too small to have a board gaming table anyway, so I won't have to worry about that. Let's move along to New Kingdom Sowers, a strategic card game for 1 to 2 players inspired by the Parable of the Sower, designed by Scott Cable, illustrated by Melissa Murakami. Sure. All right, this concept seems interesting. It's going to be sort of a push your luck or push your timing style game where you want to make sure that you can get your seeds more effectively than the other seeds. Yeah, this one's Bible inspired. Renee just said, I like seeds. Oh, I will say, because this is a Bible parable, my favorite story in the Bible, I think, has to be when Elisha was taking over for Elijah, and he was like, okay, I'm gonna go be a cool prophet now. I've got a whole like second helping of spirit upon me, as Elijah, took off in a chariot of fire. And then some kids came out and they were like, hey, you're bald. And Elisha was like, Lord, let them be mauled by bears, okay? And so he sent 2 like gigantic bears emerged from the woods and just murdered these children because they called him bald. And he was like, you know what? I can deal with a lot of things. I can deal with a lot, but if you call me bald head, they're like, why don't you follow Elijah Baldhead? And he's like, oh, you're gonna call me Baldhead? And then he set some bears on these, like, I think 42 children. Moral of the story, bears are the devil's work, I thought, but apparently they're the work of the Lord, and now my whole family being kidnapped by bears is just poetic justice, I suppose. I don't know what I've done to anger God, but I'm probably going to anger him even more if this game isn't good enough to buy, and the shipping's too expensive. Anyway, let's see what this one's all about. This parable. Set up, place the game mat, assemble the decks, and be ready to play in about 10 seconds. Bam! Just like Immaculate Conception. Yeah, 10 seconds? I feel bad for Mary. Not even 15. I hear 15's good, right? No comment. No comment on that. Oh, I thought it said the rocky road soil, but it says the road and rocky soil, and I'm immediately less excited. Thorny soil. This isn't a how to play. Play. Good soil. The road and rocky soil. You just play it over there. Thorny soil. These mean nothing. Discard down to 7 cards in your hand. Okay, cool. You win by placing all 10 black seed cards in ascending order in the good soil, but good management is key. You lose if you cannot draw a card, cannot complete the soil action, or cannot discard a yellow seed from your hand when you have over 7 cards in your hand. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna need some rules, because that just like throwing cards in the middle might have worked for Mary, but I want to know a little bit more. I like to do my research. That's all Okay, play a card from your hand into any of the 4 soil types. If the soil type allows you to take an action when you play a card to it, you must be able to complete the action. Okay, so the soil types let you do different things. Soil types. The path. You have to play a yellow seed face down, draw 1 card, and pick up 1 card from either the rocky soil or the thorny soil. Okay, so you're just shuffling these cards back and forth, right? You want to put some in the thorny, some in the rocky, and then use the path to be able to pick them up so that you can lay them in ascending order. But how many cards do you have in your deck? As many as God will allow. Yeah, so 40, I guess. Rocky soil, play 1 yellow seed card face up on rocky soil. In descending order, 10 to 1. That's what you have to do. Oh, okay, so you can't play stuff in rocky soil. Draw 2 cards, play 1 card onto one of the other 3 soil types. You're chaining things together. This feels more like a solo game. I think the 2-player game is just like a race to do the solo game, but otherwise it's a solo game. There's no way to really interact with each other. Play 1 black seed card face up in any order, and then you draw 3 cards. But remember, you're always drawing down to 7 cards as well. Place any 4 cards from your hand on the top or bottom of your deck in any order. Okay, cool. I like that. I do actually like that, because then you can put the 10s and the 9s and that sort of thing so that they come out at the end and you can just wham bam, thank you soil, like God intended. Yeah, play black seed cards 1 to 10. You can play any number of black seed cards onto the good soil at once, providing they're played sequentially, and it's your only action on your turn. Yeah, so the whole point is manipulating things, getting those back into your hand, and then putting your high numbers on the bottom of your deck so that when you cycle through, boom. The end of the game is when a player has played 10 black seed cards. Although, if you are playing a 2-player game, then that strategy doesn't work as well, and you are just hoping that your numbers come up, I guess. Really feels like a solo game because of that, right? This is why you... I don't know, but separate the AI's yellow and black seed cards. I guess you're you're facing against someone. Sure. It just feels like a solo game to me. Seems fine, but how much are you? Too expensive for me? Oh, print and play, I like that. And 24 for 40 cards. So I guess there's 20 in each. What was it? 40 of each? 40 seed cards. So 20 cards in each deck. Oh, so you have 1 to 10 in each black and yellow. Yeah, play pretty quickly. Yeah, 24, 33 Canadian. What's shipping? Shipping 5 or 9. Yeah, okay. It's still $40 for this, 40 card game, essentially for me, but it doesn't seem that horrible. Seems fine. Again, feels like I would play it once and never again, but it worked for Mary. So if you're interested, that finishes Saturday, May 11th at 2:59 p.m. Moving along to Alimentarya, print and play board game full of unique characters, simple and fun mechanics, and a magical fantasy atmosphere. Lovely. I don't know if this will be any good, but we'll take a quick peek. This theme song sounds like the Hunger Games soundtrack when they're showing all the pictures of all the people who have died in the sky. That's what this sounds like. Doesn't it? I'll let you... Maybe a little. It's changed a bit, but the beginning, you might as well have not even had a video. That's about how much information I got from that. Isometric board, conatal board, cenital board, genital board? No, must 18 hero cards, 71 enemy cards. That's a lot to print and play. That's cool. Choose your character. You prepare the board. Distribute cards in the appropriate places, of course. Walk through the forest. Roll dice. Advance. Fight enemies. Discover secret locations. Buy items in shops. Collect treasures, etc. Fight enemies. Roll the dice and get a number greater than the number of lives of the enemy. So it seems like there's a lot of just dice rolling and stat check. You roll a dice. Do you beat them? Do you not? Yeah, just a bunch of stat checks running around trying to get coins. Game guide. Unfortunately, it's just a lot of dice rolling, so I'm not really that interested. But hey, it's $5 if the style interests you and you want to just roll dice at each other and move around in a 2-bit printed out world. Check it out. That's Saturday, May 11th, 5/11. I forgot I even clicked on this. I was like, I have not seen this before in my life. But we'll see. It's Soul Strain, a 1 to 4 players deck and dice game for every soul. 52 playing cards, 2 instruction cards in a tuck box. Fresh and relaxing. Needing 5d6 of your 1 to 4 players, your own, probably your own, for every soul. Cool. They were running out. They were really running out of components, but they wanted it to seem really robust. So I particularly like that it comes with cool. Just look at Coco DeVille. You know it's cool. Solo and multiplayer card game. It's giving Timu, Renee says. Renee says, you really need me around to make your show funny. You're not wrong. I just steal. I'm not unique. People ask me, why don't you design a board game? I'm like, nah, I'd rather just judge people. I'd rather just judge everyone else. You think I can be creative? I've never heard of that word. Enhanced by dice roll, perfect for quick 15 to 20 minute sessions. Briefly, gameplay involves shuffling the deck, taking a ticket card, laying out 5 cards, and starting your adventure. You roll 5d6, you match card combinations, you hire them. Kind of reminds me of that Christmas movie, the Hallmark Christmas movie game, that where you're just rolling a bunch of dice, but you had to chain it up together. Here you don't really need to chain them up together. Gives me a bit of moon rollers as well, actually. Scoring is based on the diversity of recruited cards, and in multiplayer, the personal discard pile also influences your score. Yeah, that's it. Here's the how to play. Let's see, can we zoom in? We can. You can re-roll twice. Any number of dice, yeah, so it's, you can use any number of your cards from your hired area to modify dice, so each will give you a little bit of a bonus, and then you score 1 point for each quartet of different 4 upper right symbols. Yeah, that word, the quartlet, the old quartlet. Players take turn clockwise. Yeah, so this is designed just as like a solo roll dice and see if you match them. Doesn't really give you much else. You're just looking for set collection, and you're hoping you roll correctly. Some will modify your cards, it says, but I don't see where it says on. Like, if each card had a unique ability and a different point value, that might be interesting, but as it is... but if you're interested, that finishes Sunday, May 12th at 4:47 p.m. Moving along, we're probably not going to be able to read this. Oh yeah, it's translated. Okay, I clicked on this because I read the tagline in the in Duke Devlin's voice from the It's Just Like Duel Monsters clip. This is a project for Dungion Dice Online, a board game using dice.
My game uses dice.
Renee says she thinks my new catchphrase should be, that's a big fat meh. I don't have a catchphrase, Renee, but I'll put that one into consideration. It's a whole system. I got a whole list of doing a whole ranking process. I'll get one. I'll get one. She says, maybe it should be, show me a rule book I can sink my teeth into. I have to repeat everything because she's sitting on the stairs. She's in her house elf corner. Yeah, my house has stairs. It's just to get outside. It's one floor. One day I'll have a cupboard under the stairs. Here, this is again, just roll dice and see if you can get stuff. I mean, at least you have a hero and you have seemingly a special ability, but I don't know if this is the base game or not because I haven't kept up on my Japanese. We're moving on to Inroads, a road building card game, an easy to play competitive road building card game for families, friends, and foes. Thank goodness. It's about time I have a game I could play with my foes. I've been hanging out with them for such a long time, and we just haven't had anything to do but scream at each other and pull each other's hair. And so here, this might be nice. It might actually give us an activity. They weren't allowed to engage with my other collection. With their sticky hands, how do you think we became foes? Well, that video might have been even more helpful than Alimentarya. Be the first player to make a continuous road from one side of the playing area to the other, or be furthest away when you run out of cards. You draw a card for the deck, you build your own road. You want to build a road from one end of the tables to the other. Road cards, steel cards, block cards, delay cards. Well, this doesn't seem fun. Did I get a straight road? I did? Great! I'm winning. Did you get a block card? Great! You play it on me. There's the game. Oh, but of course we have delay cards, which cause you to skip your turn. Yeah, no, unfortunately. If you're interested in something like this, I would play Saboteur. Saboteur is a little bit more interesting because you're all building it together, but then two people are trying to sabotage. There's a bit of a social deduction element to it. This is for 28 Canadian, and it doesn't even have, oh, it does have shipping, 10 more pounds, so it cost me like $40 for this game. Maybe I would play this with my foes, but it's raised a bunch of money, so good for you. That finishes Tuesday, May 14th at 8:55 a.m. We've got two more. The first one of these two being the Core of Discovery, which I hate saying, and I want to say corpse. So the Corpse of Discovery, Lewis and Clark, and Monsters, the ultimate cooperative deduction and survival game. I already did sort of a fuller breakdown. I looked through the rulebook already on this one. If you missed it, well, then you don't have a chance of winning Harrow County. But it looked like this. This was the video, which we're going to get some, yeah, don't get up a picture of Harrow County, get up a picture of you talking about Harrow County. A lovely patron wanted to support Off the Page Games because I get to cover this twice now because they canceled their stupid $1 pre-pledge, and I wanted to give them some shout-outs for that. Way to go, Off the Page Games. They made Mind Management, they also made Harrow County, and a patron of mine, they said, hey, I've got a deluxe copy of Harrow County in Shrink. I'd love to do a giveaway. And so if you saw that video and you watched through the video, you will know what the secret phrase was. Honestly, we're going to do the giveaway at the end because I feel like this is just impacting the flow. We'll do the giveaway after the pick for me, pick for you. So just skip ahead to that one now, too. I psyched you out. But I'm going to talk about the game in case you missed it. You can have a more full example, or you can see my initial thoughts down there. This is a little bit of a deduction game. I know that they have been listening to their backers as well. They've been making some different adjustments in here. Essentially, you are going to go on a number of different quests or objectives. They have a number of different maps to mix things up. And you have to make it through the wilderness. Somehow you make it through. Yeah, that's what I was doing. We didn't know how lost we were until we found Corpse of Discovery. But every person will have a unique goal, which usually involves finding and killing monsters, and you have to make your way through the map. You'll be uncovering the different symbols, and you'll know on each map there will be a specific way it's oriented. So in one map, there's always going to be wood next to water. And so if you need to collect wood in order to keep blazing a path through the wilderness and to keep finding the monsters, you'll know that if you found some water, there will be wood somewhere around. And there'll be a bunch of these different clues that you'll have to figure out and find as you make your way and trek your way through. Right, you take your resources, you put in your pack. If you have too much, you have to spend more water. So there's a whole survival element and resource management element while you're also having this deduction. You'll also have to solve these challenges, which are cards up at the top. And essentially, you just need to spend a certain number of resources on them. Oh, I remember what they were saying people were changing. There was a trader mechanic in here, and they're making sure that they doesn't have to be a trader mechanic, because apparently a lot of people said, hey, we don't like the trader mechanic. Another new gameplay mode announced? Yeah. Oh, this is cool. New mode comes with 2 new maps and 2 new reference boards, and new maps can be downloaded from our website. I really like that. So they're including a bunch, but there will be more supplementary maps as well, which I think is important in a deduction game, that you can't remember everything that's in there, because if you can, then the game doesn't work anymore. That's interesting about the fog, because I think the fog was the one. Oh, here we go. If you weren't get the Maldonado expansion because you don't play or don't like trader games, so they're making it as a co-op. So it's just one of the expansions that has the trader, and they've now made it into a co-op. It seems like they're really listening to their backers, trying to make sure that it's uh, a solid game, and the fact that it's going back to their deduction roots, because everybody really liked mind management because of that deduction aspect and having to suss out the things that are on the map. And so by going back to their deduction roots, I would feel more confident in this than I would Harrow County if you like mind management, right? Because it's from the similar design team, similar feel, and you get a bunch of different cool maps. You can also add, so the base game is $39 or 53 Canadian, which gets you the fauna and the flora maps, right? That gives you those different ways to play. I think the fog is really cool, and the fact that they've added in fog into a new way to play with the fauna and the flora, that's what I'm interested in. Do I even need to get the fog now? Can I just recommend the base pledge even harder? The new mode is the fauna chapter, but there's fog. What does that mean? Well, the fog chapter mixes up the rules for how resources are found. The new mode comes with 2 new maps, 2 new reference books. In fauna with fog, you'll be playing the regular fauna goal of killing 3 minotaurs, but all terrain rules are mixed up. We'll have more stretch goals in the future to unlock the fog mode for other chapters as well. Let's try to smash through them. That doesn't tell me if I need to get fog to get it. I'm assuming I don't, but I'm not sure. Feels like you might need the fog anyway. That was the one that looked the most interesting to me in terms of expansions. If you're just thinking about like what seems the most interesting for Chris, I don't think you need everything. I think if you got fauna, flora, and then threw in fog, I think you'd have a really nice package, and you don't need like the other ones seem fine, but you really need to be sure that you love it before throwing down so much for the ultimate edition, right? Anyway, I think it looks neat. Shipping is 10 Canadian, 12 Canadian, 9.7 US. So for me, the base game would be 63 Canadian. You know what? I feel that's fairly reasonable. Yeah, I think the value proposition is potentially there. That's pretty decent shipping. Oh, that's just for Ontario, Quebec. Luckily, I'm in Ontario, but if you're somewhere else in Canada, well, then it starts to be a little bit more expensive. I'm just lucky that I'm in the cheapest shipping zone. I'm the cheapest shipping zone. Oh, that kind of makes me want more. It gets me. Anything where I think I can save something just brings me in. That's why I need to focus so much on the actual mechanics of the game, because I know I just get sucked in by deals. And if you just get sucked in by deals, you're going to buy everything because everything is framed to make it look like a deal. So, yeah, but I think, 39 US, this feels like the right price for this. I think the deduction feels potentially interesting. I worry about its longevity, not in terms of the replayability aspect. I think they've got that down pat. I just don't know if I'm as enamored with the puzzle as I would need to be to purchase it, but I think it looks solid. Definitely looks solid. And if you're interested in that, it finishes Tuesday, May 14th at 1 p.m. We'll do the last one on the week, which is Firesiege, and then we will get to the giveaway. I promise. Or maybe I'll just keep extending it. No, we got to do the giveaway, because if you're waiting to back to see if you won it, well, now you can know that you lost because you didn't follow the instructions, and you can go back it yourself. Firesiege, we'll do this one and then we'll do the giveaway. Firesiege, siege-themed board game for 1 to 4 players. Defend your citadel, rally your allies, defeat fearsome bosses, and break the enemy siege in this epic tower defense cooperative game. Well, it certainly looks epic, and I bet it's going to be $1 million. 49, woo! I take it back. What's the looks of? Oh, okay. Well, it's still 72 Canadian, so it'll still be like $100 for me. But still, that's cheaper than I was expecting. New game mode, campaign rulebook, yuck. A campaign rulebook, yuck. No, don't give me that. give me just a great tower defense game. Meador's fortress is under siege, and its walls are shaking from the constant attack. Can few brave warriors survive the chaos and defeat the invading horde? What's really bringing me in is limited communication, because I quite enjoy limited communication, because it stops me yapping my gums and makes people have more fun. I'm just kidding. I'm fun to play with, okay? I swear. I was waiting for a peanut gallery comment there, but there we go. Agree to disagree. Renee says, but she only said that when she was prompted, okay? So she only did that for the bit. That's why we definitely play games together. That's why we do it that, right, Renee? Okay, that one was rude. And I'm going to leave you all in suspense as to what she said. From the publisher of Feralis Obscure Land, sure, I like these little meeples. Must defend the city by impersonating the Valkyrie and standing up to the Skrill. Okay. Well, I always love anyone who stands up to Skrill, okay? That's what I've been saying. There is a decided lack of people standing up to the Skrill in this world, and just having more of that as an influence, even in this fantasy realm, even if we'll never get the courage to stand up to the Skrill in our daily life, and we'll just let them overrun us and do what they will. It's nice to be able to at least have a fantasy world where someone's standing up against the Skrill. Oh, the Skrill. Okay, they didn't hear me. No, but if they did hear me, I wouldn't care. Right? Let's keep reading. I know nothing about this game yet, but I'm interested. And I hate that that's happened. I always get scared when that's happened. So let's go right to gameplay and ignore all the cool little shapes. 1, you'll choose a hero. Already love it. Each hero has a different statistic, different skill in their awakening state. Okay, so you're hiding and then you're going to awake. Choose your goal cards. So just a different objective, different baddie that you're going to face, I think. Choose a command tile with the help of your allies. Remember, you can communicate, but you cannot directly say the icons on the command. Okay, you can probably communicate pretty much anything, because then I could say, hey, I'm going to march over there, and I can support you. Well, activate the command tile on your visible side. Perform the actions indicated by the symbols. Flip the command tile over and activate the non-visible side. Perform the actions indicated by the symbols on the top and the bottom. Interesting. I feel like you would learn those non-visible symbols at a time, and then collect all 6 banners to win. As soon as all 6 banner tokens have been turned face up, you win the game. We're going to need a rulebook. Yes, we will. Because it gives us just the roughest sketch of you're going to do fun things, but how are these fun things going to happen? And if they're actually fun, that's what the rulebook's for. Some examples. If you play this command tile, we lose. Seems like they've played with Zach. If I would play this one, then in my turn, I could play another one that makes us defeat the enemy. I like that. Anything that encourages communication in a co-op game and stops alpha gamers is great in my books. Always great. We'll always be happy about that being in a game. This board looks familiar. I feel like I've played on a board like this. Oh, a hexagon? Yeah, maybe that's what I'm thinking of. No, there was one where you were running through, racing to get to the middle of the city. There were minis. I know it's out there. Yes, a hexagon. You be quiet. Cool, and here are your actions, your main actions. You're going to get to level them up over the course of the game. You can march, so how many spaces you can move, how many people you can summon, how strong you are against the Skrill. Oh, the Skrill. Oh, and how much accumulated energy you've got, which you can use for perk. Right, and all these command tiles indicate what actions you can do. So you're going to have limited actions. I like that. I like having to choose your actions in this tower defense style. Only certain people can do certain things. You have to figure out who should get the best ones. Then you'll attack, you'll add the strength, but you also still roll the dice. Breach. Yeah, what's a breach? Oh, you just close a wall. That seems pretty easy. Cool, there's a time track that the horde will continue to move on. Cool, so they will just continually move towards the city, otherwise they're running in that circle. Cool, you're kind of charging up these super moves as well. So like the breaches, like the charges in Aeon's End. These characters seem fun though. There's the healer, there's the attacker. They all have sort of special skills of murdering, and then a bunch of different goals and objectives. Yeah, this seems kind of fun. Yeah, this seems kind of fun. What does this Ballad of Fire add? I'm interested enough to see if this is going to add anything different. You'll add in archers. You'll add in an additional hero. You add some more horde cards, some more command tokens, so to mix up the game, yeah. Fire tokens, I see, so your city can catch on fire. New gameplay, 5th player expansion. Oh, with this player bag, 16 command tiles. So does everybody get their own command tiles? Did I miss that incredibly important part of the rules? Maybe. Yeah, 64 command tiles. Well, that makes sense. Ah, so you're okay, yeah. This is why you read the setup. So in terms of the command tiles, you have 16 command tiles, and then you're going to draw 3 of them randomly, and then you have to choose which one to do. You only get to look at one side of the tile as well. Like, I assume you play one, and then somebody else goes. Yeah, I think I still like that. Yeah, you have to fulfill 6 goals to win. Okay, so just adds a 5th player in that fire. Some different goals and 2 types of token, Darn and Fire. darn, fire. So they can set fire into your area, just so it'll make it just a little bit more challenging, fire spreading. It doesn't feel like you need it. Yeah, it definitely doesn't feel like you need this whatsoever. So I wouldn't even worry about that. If you're interested in this, I would just go for base game personally. All right, shipping, 24 to the US, 30 to Canada, yikes, 20 to the EU, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we knew this, right? We knew it would be 100, 110. Definitely looks fun, though. I think the meeples also look pretty fun. Even though you don't get a lot of them, I still think they're pretty fun. Yeah, tough call. I think it looks good. I think it's just depends how much you love tower defense. If you love tower defense, I think it looks good. I don't see anything wrong with it. I do like the randomness of choosing your command tokens and choosing your objectives. I like not knowing what's on the other side. You probably will be able to remember as you play, but I also think that you only being able to see one side, that encourages communication. It's like, hey, play the one on your left and you'll be okay. Just trust me, you should play the one on your left. You'll be able to murder some people. Although maybe you can't say that because then that's like an attack action, right? Like in terms of that communication and that feeling around the table, I think that could be pretty. It's still too expensive for me, but looks cool. It finishes Tuesday, May 14th at 3 p.m. And that's it. That's it for the week. And every week I do a pick for me and a pick for you. Pick for me being the thing that I think is the most interesting, and the pick for you being the thing that I think if you get, you will regret the least. And also, we've got a giveaway to do, but I'll do my pick for me first. Pick for me, I think, is Power Vacuum. I think this one looks quite delightful. And shout out to the people who made me take a look at it, because I would have missed it. I would have missed it entirely. And I love that. I love when a game is clearly good, it's clearly getting people excited. And this gets me excited. I like trick taking. I think this has enough of a twist on it to make it interesting. I think it's too expensive for me to purchase, but I think it looks cool. I think if I got it, I would enjoy playing it. I also don't need it in my collection because we don't need anything when we have gigantic collections. Stop buying, you're all addicts. And speaking of you being an addict, my pick for you, I think, is going to be Core of Discovery. I think $39 is a nice price for that base game, especially if you're in a place that gets you good shipping. If you're looking for a little deduction game, it feels like a reasonable value proposition. Like Firesiege is close, but like Core of Discovery, just with that lower price, I think does get the nod. But really, we only have those three to choose from. This was a very horrible week. It was fine. I give it a big old meh, so to speak. But we're gonna now do the giveaway for Harrow County. This is the moment you've been waiting for. Actually, let's do it next week. We're going to go to this random comment picker, the YouTube random comment picker. We're going to put in our YouTube link. We're going to filter duplicate users. We're going to solve for the sum. We're going to get the comments, right? Oh yeah, but we have to filter. I can put in a code word, right? I thought I could put in a code word. That was the whole thing of putting in a code word. Filter comments by words or hashtags. Okay, here it is. Well, that's premium. Well, we're not going to do that. We're just going to keep on picking comments until we see one that... Sorry, YouTube comment picker. I like you, but I'll just keep looking at this lovely wild slapshot instead of paying that $8, I think, for the amount that I use it. However, we're just going to pick comments until we get one that uses the secret phrase. And the secret phrase, let me come back to you. I'm so excited for all of you who did the double secret phrase, because the fake secret phrase was harrowing. Let's go to the YouTube video and prove it. The fake secret phrase that I say phrases, and it certainly isn't a different secret phrase that I've already said. The secret phrase is going to be just... I even told you. I said certainly hope it isn't a different secret phrase that I've already said in the video. Actually, in the video, the secret phrase was this. For the record, I searched, oops, GIF turnaround, baby, which coincidentally is going to be the key secret phrase that we're going to use for the draw. It's going to be turn around, baby, or maybe just baby. Maybe just put baby in the message, and that's what we'll search for. Now I'm going to say a different keyword at the end, so only the people who actually found it here are going to be entered in the competition to win a copy of Harrow County. The fake one's going to be harrowing, but you want to include the words turn around, baby, or maybe just baby. I knew I'd stumble upon something funny. That's right. If you didn't watch the video, and I loved seeing all of the people in the comments say, oh, really looks interesting. Looks like a harrowing experience. I'm like, you didn't watch the video. I know. We all know in the comments. And I love seeing people in the comments using the double phrase using harrowing and then throwing in turnaround baby. This one's for you. So there's 113 comments, but let's see if somebody wins. Get YouTube comments. Oh, we already did. Oh, well, let's get them again. Amount of unique comments. We're gonna pick a winner right now. You are going to win. Remember, you have to be based in the U.S. because it's just my patron who's sending it out, and they're based in the U.S. and shipping is awful. So if you're not US based, I'm sorry, but get in contact with me. You can send me an email at roomandboardreviews@gmail.com. It's also in the description. Let's see. Will somebody win? Will somebody win? Oh, Blimper Dupe, you would have won. My collection is harrowingly barren of off-the-pages games. No, I'm sorry, we don't have baby in the title. Blimper Dupe, I'm really sorry, but we're gonna try it again. This brings me a lot of joy. Let's see. Watching this video, it reminded me of Chris's harrowing story of bears kidnapping his entire family, including a baby. Hopefully his life can turn around. That's Noob Water. Noob Water right here. Hopefully his life can turn around. Turn around, baby. This is definitely accepted. Congratulations, Noob Water. You've just won a copy of Harrow County, courtesy of a lovely, generous patron wanting to support a company that they care about. And stay tuned, honestly, because I'm going to be doing another giveaway for Burnt Island's next release. It's coming out on the 21st. It's How to Save a World. I'm doing that because I like the game, and I was going to back it anyway because my neighbor Yuval designed it, and then I'm also doing some coverage on it, and they said they would give me a copy for doing it. I was like, well, I was going to back it anyway, so I might as well take that copy that you were going to give me and make it into a giveaway for all of you so that somebody else can have it. A win-win-win, because I was planning on buying a copy anyway, and I think it's important for me to emphasize like when I spend my money as well, like when I feel really good about a project that I want to spend my own money because you know how cheap I am. But anyway, let's celebrate Noob Water. We'll celebrate Noob Water. Congratulations, Noob Water. Get in touch with me. Send me an email. Thanks, everybody. Oh, I feel so bad. I feel so bad. But those are the giveaways that I'm going to do. You got to find the secret phrase. And because you kind of have to learn about the game and not just jump to the end. That's, you know, just because my patron wanted to support the company. And so I wanted people to actually learn about the game and see if it was interesting to them instead of not. So that's it. That's it. That's it for the week. Thank you, everybody. This is your warning. I'm doing this for every giveaway moving forward. And I made it very clear, and I'm going to make it less clear moving forward. Just because I'm a troll. I'm probably not going to go back on it, but you never know. Oops, I might turn around, baby. We might turn around, baby. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Let me know if you're interested in anything in this week or what you've been backing. I loved hearing what people were playing. I got so excited when people dropped what they were playing in the comments last week. I was like, yeah, play the games on your shelf. It's probably better than getting that dopamine hit. It's a better dopamine hit. But of course, sometimes requires some people to play. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching. I appreciate you. This was fun. My name's Chris George, and I don't have a catchphrase, but with great determination, maybe I can turn that around, baby.